Next up, we have Canopy Corp. Presenting on commercial scale processing. And our presenter is Matt Schwaigert. Matt Schwager serves as a senior vice president of Corporation Canopy, helping to develop the company's vision and to build its growing business operations. In addition, he oversees its 1,700 plus acre facilities, which include 90,000 square feet of industrial scale whole hemp plant processing, as well as the milling, pelletizing, food products, and cannabinoid extraction facilities on their 36-acre headquarters site. Prior to this time, Schwager directed licensing in the fledgling medical and recreational cannabis industry for 4 years as an owner, partner, and consultant. In these roles, he managed business development, financials, operation, compliance, and best practices for several facilities. His experiences include vertical division management, staffing and oversight of more than 100 employees working in seasonal capacities, research and development of agricultural techniques, and industry-specific technology. Matt also serves as a resource for consumer organizations and industry professionals, assisting them in making informed decisions about industrial hemp and its impact on the environment, as well as on consumer lifestyle habits and purchasing practices. And with that, we have Matthew Schwager.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. I didn't know that she was going to go through this big bio because part of our presentation is a little bit of background on Canopy and myself. Unfortunately, our CEO couldn't make it today. He's got some business affairs that has taken him to a different continent, and I'm going to try to move through this as though I just saw it about 2 minutes ago. So again, I'm Matt Schwaigert. We are Canopy Corporation, and Canopy provides cooperative farming assistance and commercial solutions to the industrial hemp community. We partner with local, regional, national, and international farmers, organizations, and brokers to assist them in identifying and implementing industry standard solutions to produce, develop, process, and deliver commercial tradable commodities, intermediate materials, ingredients, products, and high-quality value-added finished goods from our secure 36-acre headquarters site in southeast Colorado. By secure, I mean we have taken the liberties to understand that hemp is a very valuable commodity, and we've secured our site with an 8-foot-tall electrified fence that has entry gates and exit gates along with coding so that no one can enter or exit without it being in a chain of custody command. So what we do is a full spectrum of seed to bulk supply solutions, including seed selection and acquisition, including genetics, suitability, and end product analysis. We have 8 cannabinoid varieties in our stock. We also have 2 commercial varieties, one from Lithuania and one from Canada, that we have done analysis on inside of those 1,700 acres that was mentioned earlier. As an ancillary partner, we also partnered with Bija Seed last year, and we went into production of a 60-acre capacity where we provided agricultural consultation and assistance for farming operations using best practice standards and good agricultural practices. That was renowned by, if any of you guys are from Colorado, Terry Moran from the Department of Agriculture was down on the site 3 different times as we were going through some of the seed certification for Bija. We also do research and development with expertise in laboratory science proficiency. My CEO is a natural products developer and business owner in 5 different states. And we have been doing this for 10 years, developing floral biomass and constituents of isolation up to 1% to turn into isolated materials in the natural products categories. We do commercial scale and manufacturing operations, including process and product development, commercial scale commodity handling, storage, and logistics, plus wholesale and retail supply chain access. With that natural product background, we have a distribution center that has over 4,000 different global accounts, wholesale accounts, and key wholesale accounts that we use for distribution of his different products that we're hoping to introduce into the hemp product divisions here. So we're also a vertically integrated hemp company. We provide expert commercial full spectrum solutions to the hemp industry, and our goal is to nurture and grow the hemp industry by providing these services through strategic partnerships and alliances. Our new commercial scale hemp bioprocessing and extraction facility in South Colorado is modeled and will be a template for our global expansion. What we do: farming and cooperative agricultural consulting and processing engagements, seed selection based on desired product outcome, farming techniques, crop maintenance and harvesting, commercial bioprocessing, extraction, research and development services, new product development, bulk commodity supply, global supply chain access, marketing, distribution, sales, and employment opportunities. So whole hemp processing. Our facility has milling, classification, and micronization. What we're trying to do is a whole hemp plant at one particular location, Southeast Colorado. We're trying to grow to 20,000 acres. Milling, classification, and micronization is just the order of magnitude in stock processing. As we don't decorticate at this particular time, we're finding the decortication practices are leaving a vast amount of bast on side of the herd that we're getting at our facility, which means that we have to go back into micronization anyway. So right now, milling, classification, and micronization are our key components to stock. We also pelletize products. That pelletizing can go into textiles, composites, and numerous farm additives for feed. We do food product manufacturing, commercial scale extraction of phytocannabinoid isolation, commercial storage, and chain of custody separation, bulk and finished good design and manufacturing. So our Colorado headquarters facility is built specifically to handle the entire cannabis plant, seed, flower, fiber, all having dedicated facilities for the processing of each. Site design. We've designed our facility as though we're thinking that eventually 40 trucks will be coming to the facility capable of handling that 20,000 acre goal that we have. Logistics for transportation to various buildings allow us for rapid offloading and weight recording for ticketing of goods or biomass for further pickup of intermediary or finished products or exiting the headquarters site. So our site is, like we said, 36 acres. It's protected by gates. It has chain of custody standards for entering and exiting. And we're developing roads and systems to go at all the different buildings that we operate. We also operate 30,000 square feet of indoor gardening, where we're formulating different feminized seed programs, and we're developing different seeds that are coming through our production process for backbreeding, which also go into those different buildings. GMP, CGMP, GLPs are all the core foundation of our standardization manufacturing processes. Good manufacturing practices across each platform of our business help our company ensure that we provide a quality product each and every time. Standards are what we're trying to build our company foundation on. We don't recognize that there's a whole lot of standards out there. There's a lot of different farming practices. There's a lot of different constituents of stalk, seed, and flower. And we're trying to standardize those practices and products so that we can go into distribution and people will know that they're getting the same thing all the time, every time from our company. The FDA and USDA and state CDHPE, if you're from Colorado, that's the Colorado Department of Health and Public Environment, generally look for such systems to be in place in any facility that provides natural products or foods, supplements, or pharmaceuticals. We use operating procedures within our CGMP guidelines to standardize all operation functions of the business, from material acceptance, facility layout and design, process operations and functions, to finished product parameters. This starts with specific personal training, and we've all gone to Dallas, Texas to be informed with all these different training procedures from different consultants on how to operate standard operating procedures, work through CGMP facilities, which really means get more paper. And that's what we're involved with at our site, is developing the practices and standards and the paperwork that'll provide, substantiate, and delineate us from other companies as we move products through our facility. By having such defined and measurable parameters in place, we can achieve highly precise replication of each process and products that we provide. Milling and pelletizing. It's the first function of our business. Industrial consumer goods and construction product manufacturers require reliable, standardized materials to create commoditized products. We mill plant material to exact specifications and particle size to create uniform materials. This material can also be pelletized, which mitigates dust, eases product transportation and storage challenges, and eliminates waste. Pelletizing also allows for product customization. For example, other materials can be added to the pellets for a number of variables adjusted to target specific end product parameters, such as particle size, distribution, crush strength, flowability, moisture, and more. Our milling capacity at current is 80 to 120 metric tons per day. Our pelletizing line runs 60 to 100 metric tons per day. As I said before, we're investigating decortication methods so that we can come up with standard methodologies to have best practices in that type of extraction. We have storage capacities which are pneumatically on the property. Material from different buildings gets moved pneumatically so that we don't have human error and loss, moving it to storage and back into processing. This particular building has an expansion level of 3 times. So what we have currently is what you're seeing on the screen. The building is built for up to 3 times capacity so that we can get to these 20,000 acres that we're hoping to manage and produce through product efficiencies. Our facilities are fully equipped for the commercial production of 4 primary hemp-based food ingredient lines with control variables to account any client-specific formulations. This is our food-grade production facility. Hemp seed, dehulled, deshelled hemp hearts, hemp seed oil, hemp seed cake, and protein powders, all working within one building. All products that are produced in Canopy Corporation facilities are compliant with all regulations, quality control, and ready to use in the formulation of any finished product in bulk capacities. That's our model, bulk supply of products. Our ingredients are ideal for commercial scale manufacturers, product development specialists in all industries, and boutique food producers alike. A lot of people are calling industrial hemp a sexy ingredient. And if you're a manufacturer of any products, you kind of understand what what sexy ingredients mean. It's not necessarily the product, it's the way that they package it and they formulate ingredients with specialties like industrial hemp products. So our facility at current has 14,000 pounds an hour of seed cleaning capacity. In 2019, hopefully in March, our storage capacities will be 18 times 5,000 bushels of storage. Right now we have 6 times 5,000 capacity for chain of custody entry into the different buildings. That's another thing that we do on our facilities. Everything is chain of custodied, where it moves into the building, gets weighed, gets cleaned or processed, and has its own storage capacity with CGMP procedures to clean that after product is moved from it before new product is put back into that different storage area. Our dehulling line, 24,000 pounds a day. Our seed pressing line, 24,000 pounds a day. And this building has been built so that expansion capacities are 4-fold. Industrial scale extraction. This is what my CEO has been building his foundation on for the past 10 years in nutraceutical and pharmaceutical ingredients. We offer complete industrial extraction and isolation services, catering to a host of various applications and markets. Industrial to medicinal, nutraceutical and pharmaceutical grade, and extraction-specific customized formulations. We use high ethanol extraction. Our high-pressure chilled alcohol extraction creates premium Rick Simpson oil. Custom distillation and refinement. Our distillation methods use RSO-grade oil to produce high-grade distillate in the 75 to 90% cannabinoid content range. Pharmaceutical level cannabinoid isolation. Our novel purification and refinement methods achieve a product purity level of 99.9% or greater, THC-free isolate, exceeding pharmaceutical quality standards. Standardization technology to isolate not only the most prevalent cannabinoids, but also the minutely occurring and elusive minor constituent analogs. We are also developing CBN, CBG, CBC products, and how to do those in our analytical laboratory on small scale to be able to be provided on large scale bulk supply, hopefully within the end part of this year. Commercial scale facility, fully automated production processes, scaling from 4,500 kilograms of biomass a week to over 70 plus metric tons by the end of February, with all finished goods meeting highest criteria of acceptance. We are trying to become a large-scale bulk supply, moving 20,000 acres of material through our processing center per year. We're looking for the cooperative agreements that might be able to produce this. So if you're looking for a cooperative farming opportunity with a processing contract, short-term or long-term, we would love to discuss those partnering with your farming abilities. If you've got seed or biomass which you'd like to sell, we're purchasing seed and biomass right now, running it through our pilot lab. Our pilot lab not only does 1,000 kilograms per week at this point, but it also does batch analysis so that we can take analysis and measurements and provability and move them into our large-scale extraction facilities. So if you've got biomass or seed and you'd like to have a toll agreement or intermediary or finished goods, Canopy can also take that material to market. If you've got seed or biomass and you'd like to toll for a split, we've got a sliding scale split for percentage of potency. We'd love to discuss that also with you. If you've got seed or biomass and would like to discuss a service contract, we do provide service contracts based on price per percentage, per operating, chain of custody, and batch report. Our capacity also will allow for many opportunities with stalk, seed, and flower. If you're looking for bulk supply, that's where we want to be at the end of the year. We want to be your bulk supplier. So would you like to consult on domestic or international project? We also do that. With this large-scale production facility, we have scaled everything up from the ground floor. Our facility has been built on open ground, and we've moved everything onto the property in formulation specifically for industrial hemp. So we feel that there's a national need for processing of whole hemp, and we don't see that across the board. We want to become one of those companies where you can bring your entire plant to our facility and we will process that into the different 3 buildings and bring out finished goods for either tolling, split, purchase, and move them through distribution if need be. Our contacts are on the bottom of that page, and if you've got any questions, I'd love to hear from you and see what we can answer here.
Can you share some numbers associated with the deals you'll cut?
I would rather have those on a personal basis because they all depend on material, our ability to see that material and grade that material, and then the potency of that material. Yes, sir. Currently, we have 1,700 acres under our contract. We're moving to 5,000 acres. We're looking for 15,000 acres of cooperative opportunities or products to move through the facility at the end of this year. Next year, we hope to do 10,000, and we'll be looking for 10,000 acres of capacity to move through the facility. Yes, sir. To the 20,000 acres? Well, we've had people reach out to us as far as from North Carolina to Oregon and Canada to process materials. Our facility is located in southeast Colorado, so regionally, for best return on investment, we'd like to see it in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Colorado. But again, the prices of hemp and the quality of hemp and the availability to turn that into a return on investment are great right now, and we can receive material from many different states. So if that farming capacity or that opportunity is involved in a different state, we'd love to consult on that and find out what transportation costs and growing costs would be with your particular farm methodology and move it into a contractual obligation or a letter of intent and try to move through consultation and figure out how and what we can do and with what seed you're trying to plant for what different practice and purpose. Any other questions? Yes, sir?
Your slides mentioned that you're using chilled ethanol to do your extraction.
Yes, sir?
How did you arrive upon that choice to use for your extractions? And is there anything else that's out there that you think is competitive?
Well, we've moved through a vast different amount of extraction methodology. The chilled ethanol is something that we do on a nutraceutical and pharmaceutical level in 5 different states. We operate in Oregon, Hawaii, North Carolina, Georgia, and our headquarters here in Colorado. The extraction methodology that we use just provides us with a full spectrum distillate, and that distillate is easy to maneuver through isolation. So that's our way of practicing. Are there other methodologies? There are. There's CO2 out there. You need to winterize and move material through processes that we have currently on site, so we don't particularly think CO2 is advantageous to our type of methodology on our practices at our facilities. Yes, ma'am.
So, and I'm sorry, you might have mentioned this, but did I miss it? I have 2 questions. Do you sell your spent material?
Do we sell the spent material?
Yeah.
All the material goes into some sort of finished good through our practices.
Okay, so do you sell that to manufacturers?
We do sell that to manufacturers.
Okay, and then the next question would be, is there like an average size farm that you look for, that you're targeting for to scale up?
Most of the practices that are being involved in industrial hemp right now have irrigated water, so a pivot size of 120 acres, that would be wonderful. We've had, like I said, Bija was a 60-acre plot, so we split that with their industrial seed, and we also provided hay on the other side for constituent formulations into animal products. And we're commingling in those type of arenas also. More questions? Yes, sir?
Yes. What kind of harvesting methods do you use or have access to for growers, or is it still up to the grower to do that
if
part?
you're regional, then we might be able to provide some harvesting techniques. We've engineered different mechanical implements that mimic some things in Germany. We've also got combines that we're specifically engineering to capture cannabinoids inside of its collection methodology. But we require inside of some of those cooperative opportunities that the farmer has some of that material at his disposal, so that depending on regionally where he's at, that he can farm that material to his own methodology and hopefully meet the standards for us to put that letter of intent on that product for it to come in and provide that service contract. Any other questions? Well, yes, sir.
GAP, so do you ensure that all your farmers are in compliance with GAPs, regardless of where they are, just through this process?
Well, that's something that we're going to move into the process of, yes. Organics has its own GMP, regular good manufacturing practices for farming practices. Those are a little bit delicate at this point in time. Agricultural practices aren't necessarily all GMP regulated. But that's something that we're trying to implement inside of our practices and our consultation inside of cooperative farming opportunities is, yes, we want you to be in good manufacturing practices for anything that we're trying to do agriculturally, moving through that product line into our processes.
And then there's getting from 75% to 99.9. What methodology, out of curiosity?
Well, that's IP that we'd have to share if you were in contractual obligation to take material or supply us material. Any other questions? We greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to reach out to us for any of these different items that we have presented, please feel free. My number's on the bottom. That's my direct number. And our website's attached to Canopy Corporation. Info at Canopy Corporation all gets delineated to myself or the CEO. Thank you for your time.